Alright. Looks like I have anything to hide. It's not like I have anything to hide here, cutie. Don't you cutie me. You're not going to distract me, motherfucker. Yeah, look. Mr. Body has 2 daughters. His older daughter, Hillary, married me. Shotgun wedding? What? No. Oh, please. Like you're the marrying type, Max. Hey, I could be. What if I found the right girl? Or 3, you fucking Mormon.
Gross.
Exactly. We're pulling for an OT3. Anyway, according to my card, I married her, so shut up. Stay in character, Max. You were doing pretty well. You're really enjoying yourself, aren't you? You get into this sleuth stuff, don't you? Oh yeah, I used to love all those pulp detective novels. Back to you. Why'd you do it? Was it the money? Hey, the money was just a nice perk. I don't think that makes me a bad person. I take it Mr. Body was going against it. He wasn't exactly thrilled, but he didn't object. His daughter's a grown woman. She could make her own decisions. So you didn't get along with Mr. Body? Maybe not at first, but he gave me a job at his company and we've been fine ever since. I'm not his favorite person or anything, but we're not sniping at each other anymore. Well, yeah, you're not sniping at each other anymore. He's fucking dead. So where were you at 7 o'clock? Hillary asked me to make nice, so I don't leave the office until then every night. You can check with anyone in the office, they'll tell you. So, how are Hillary's finances these days? She's doing fine. Max looks away from me at the moment, watching the television screen. Okay, one last thing, Max. Can you take a look at this for me? I hand him the will. Max unfurls it, though he seems unfazed by the blood. Was this on him? Yes, it was. It doesn't look finished. You're his son-in-law. Do you know what he might have wanted to change? No, he doesn't talk to me about his personal business. Max's eyes appear to get misty for a moment before he looks away from me. I can't believe he was finally coming around. I was never in the will, you know. Maybe he was finally going to include me. You think that's what's going on? Thanks, old man. Thanks. Who was the beneficiary before now? I'm not sure. I'm sorry, can we talk later? Alright, I suppose that's enough for now. Thanks for your cooperation, Max. No problem, Sleuth. Good luck on this case. It's a tricky one. He winks at me as I leave the room. It's him. As I return to the main hall, I pass by a couple of the other guests in this murder mystery. I hear a quick snippet of their conversation.
That Ferrari belongs to his son-in-law, right? Yeah, it was weird that it was gone so early. Usually he's at the office until 7 or 7:30.
That motherfucker's guilty. Apparently someone left early to take care of something. Well, anyway, that's another room down. Only question is where to go next. Let's investigate the main hall one more time, see if we can find any clues.
Okay.
Back to the main hall. Maybe there's something else on the body I missed.
Welcome back, Bab.
Hello again, Butler.
Can I do something for you?
Just give me a quick recap of what you know, please. Okay, yada 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 yada. Yada yada yada. Yada 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 yada.
Okay.
Yada.
There's nothing.
As I return to the main hall, I pass by a couple of other guests in this murder mystery. I hear a quick snippet of their conversation. Yeah, it was great having a life model for... Okay. Yada yada. You know what? Let's gather.
Yeah.
It's time. Butler, gather the people. I think it's time we closed this case.
Very well, madame.
The butler runs around, gathering up the suspects in his little mystery. Tonight, someone in this room committed a heinous crime. Someone who thinks they've gotten away with it. Unfortunately for that person, I happened to show up. I've yet to meet a mystery I couldn't solve and a perp I couldn't finger. Isabella snickers from behind her hand. I try not to blush. She's really quite terrible. And that's why I've brought you all here before the scene of the crime. Because it's now quite obvious who the killer is. Who? Easy, Rakesh.
Max?
I gulp a little as everyone looks at me expectantly. I catch Max's eyes and I get myself ready to speak. This can be an expensive town to live in if you want to live life to the fullest. After all, there are fine cars, fine wines, and even fine women if you've got the cash to flash at them. And if you have the talent to get that money yourself, what do? Easy. You find a sap, and you take it from them. You know what I mean, right, Max? What? Hey, I told you! I know what you told me, lover boy. I also know you're full of it. But Hillary's money couldn't last forever, could it? Not at the rate you were going through it. And Mr. Body, well, he was a smart guy. He wasn't going to support a mooch like you on his family. Of course, he couldn't really figure out what to do. The only thing the only other heir he had hated his guts. There was no way she was going to take over his empire without serious cajoling. Of course, you didn't know that. You just knew that his eldest stood to receive a large amount of money in the case of an accidental death. I didn't. You didn't get here at 7. The butler would have heard the fight leading up to the murder. I have no doubt your alibi checks out until almost 7. But you checked out a little early, didn't you? You got here while Butler was away. You found Mr. Body, and knowing that your future would be secure with his death, you struck. You bashed his head in and smashed his watch. And by the blood on the adjustment knob on his watch, you can tell you set the time back to 7, so your alibi would check out. But you couldn't know what was that Mr. Body was half a step ahead of you. If he'd been just a little faster, he would have removed any motion you would have had to do his murder. Any motive you would have had to do his murder. He was already in the process of setting his will up to leave all his money to Roxanne. Roxanne! The daughter who wasn't an idiot who married a mooching hustler.
Bum, bum, bum.
Ha! But he wasn't so smart after all. I got there first, and now all the money goes to Hillary. I guess I showed him. I mean, suck it, bitch. You just got detective-id.
Detective-id.
I don't. That's circumstantial evidence. It doesn't mean anything. Probably not. But your confession will probably carry a hefty weight in court, don't you think? The other people in the crowd burst into applause as Max looks a little sheepish.
Congratulations, Anne! You solved the mystery! And unfortunately, that's all the time we have. I want to thank all of you for coming out for the Alpha Theta Rho fraternity's murder mystery evening. If you would like, please feel free to join us for a party proper at our house.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Everyone claps loudly for the butler who takes a bow. People start heading out the door. The Latin house roomies gather in the lot. I can't believe how much fun that was. Did you see me in there? Definitely. Clearly you need to channel some of that all the time, Anne.
Oh yeah, you would definitely work in it.
She wasn't the only one.
Well, hey, if you got it, flaunt it. Though I can't believe they made me the other woman for some sleazy old businessman.
Businessman! Well, if the shoe fits.
Watch it, jackass!
Everyone laughs as Isabella threatens to bite Max. Hey!
Hey.
Chasing him around the lot. That was a lot of fun to pretend to be someone else for an evening. I suppose that is what Halloween is all about, yes? I suppose that's very true, Rakesh. Nice work.
Well, now that I'm done with pretending to be a sexy office worker, I think it's time to pretend to be a drunken vampire who wants to go get some research material. Huh?
Here. Are you really just going to pretend to be drunk? Everyone just stares at Rakesh for a moment before we all head off, laughing, to the frat house.